Hey, folks. I guess we're getting started, even though I'm the only one here. I don't know if you're taking a look around, but I am sitting here by myself. Maybe people were disillusioned by the technical problems that we had last week, but I'm here to assure people that they've been resolved and we are ready to go. So we do have an agenda, and I am sitting here eating oatmeal, waiting for somebody to join me either online or in the restaurant. And until they show up, I think I'm just going to keep eating. And as soon as I'm done, we'll talk about some of our topics. Here is the agenda for today. If this is something you're interested in, and this agenda can be sent out to you. If you're a club member, you've already got a copy of it. If you need it now, please let me know, and I'll send it out to you. Until things are happening, I'm going to keep eating. No todavía.
Normalmente te lo tomo rápido.
Pero ahora tengo tanto tiempo porque no hay nadie aquí.
Ok, entonces te lo puedes tomar a gusto.
Sí. Where is Bill and Cheryl? Where is Chester? Where's Irving? What's happening in this world that I don't know where everybody is? Well, nobody's joining me online, and I'm still eating. I wonder if today's computer club is just a bed. And it's too bad because all our tech is working today. You can't see me right now because I turned off that camera. But, I mean, since we're here, since we're streaming, I guess I might as well keep moving forward with stuff, huh? Jonathan's here. It's me and Jonathan right now. You know that question, I should look over on YouTube and see if there's anyone tuned in. If so, I apologize. Oh yeah, maybe Richard's there. Hello world. I never get a chance to chat with anybody on YouTube.
Now you can see you enjoy your hope.
That's right. Well, I might just talk about a little bit of tech and ask you to come talk about movies with me. Well, Jonathan, feel free to join me then.
I'll grab a drink and
Mm. Yes, we're here. Where are you? Come join us. It looks to me like this should be working. Hopefully we're going out. Yeah, we got things happening. That's working. Rich, if you're out there, I know you got a car, come by. Otherwise, it's an empty hall. Well, good excuse for breakfast. So I do have some topics that I've showed up with that I thought was really interesting, thought you might enjoy. The first one here is a what do you call it? It's a Apple. Let me try this again. Microsoft is adding the AI elements that we have all learned to have been taught is AI to some of the oldest applications in Windows. The freebies to be Microsoft Paint and Notebook. This article explains what's going on, but given the circumstances, maybe you'd find it interesting for me to just replay this video. And it's actually a cool demonstration. They did this in October, and
so Microsoft is rolling out some big changes.
And I'm going to hold off as Jonathan comes and joins us, unless he's interested in this as well.
here I am.
Jonathan, are you familiar with
apps,
the AI
Notepad and
elements that are
both
being
now equipped with AI
added
capabilities?
to Windows
And this is a full-on
applications
integration
such
of
as
advanced
Paint
generative AI that
and
brings some
text
pro-level editing features right to the heart of Windows 11.
Like
All right, first let's get into Notepad's update. Notepad, which has been around since 1983, has always been the simplest, most stripped-down text editor. For decades, it's been a go-to
like
for
tokens. So it gives me like 3 tokens a day to try something new. AI.
So
Oh, is that with
Chat two of its oldest, most iconic apps. Notepad with AI capability of AI that brings some pro-level editing features right into the heart of Windows 11. All right, first let's get into Notepad's update. Notepad, which has been around since 1983, has always been the simplest, most stripped-down text editor.
So I
For
drove
decades, it's been a go-to for quick notes, code, or plain text documents without the distractions of a full-featured editor. But with AI, Microsoft is turning Notepad into a smarter tool. Microsoft calls this new feature Rewrite. Now you can highlight text, right-click, and select Rewrite to see alternative
all you
versions
got?
of your text. This is more than just automated rephrasing. Rewrite in Notepad is
That's
designed
interesting.
to give you
Are you
options
in
for
the
length,
Insiders
tone,
program?
and even specific adjustments based on
So
how
what
you
has
want your
recently
message to
happened
come across.
is
For
it sounds
example,
like you ended up
maybe
in
you have a
some beta,
paragraph that's too wordy.
because
You
what
can use
they're
Rewrite
doing
to
is they're
condense it without
dropping
losing
this
the original
AI
message.
stuff
Or if
into
you're
the
drafting a more
Insiders
formal
program.
email, Rewrite
And the
can help make it
Insiders
sound
program
polished.
is a different way to
AI-generated
run
versions give you
Windows
3
11. If
distinct
you go
choices.
into the
If those still don't
into
capture
the
what you need,
updates,
there's an option
you'll
to
see that
retry
you
and
can
get more
join the
variations.
Insiders program,
The
and then
tool
these
preserves your
folks
original text
typically
in the
get
rewrite
first
dialog so you
releases
can
of
revert if
stuff.
the alternatives aren't quite right.
Try it out
In terms of
on the
convenience, this
smaller group of
eliminates the
people
need to
before
jump into
releasing
other
them
apps or
in
web
general
services
release.
just for minor edits.
That's with
It's
11.
all right
You
there
have
with
to have
Notepad.
I have 10.
Since Rewrite is
Okay.
a cloud-based service, you'll need to
I-
sign in with a Microsoft account to use it.
for 11,
This makes sense as the AI
but
processing happens on
I
Microsoft's
did
servers.
everything,
Right
and
now, it's only
it's
available in
not
select regions for users in the
Try to
Windows
copy
Insider
them.
program, including the US, UK,
I'm
France,
surprised
Canada,
you'd
Italy,
have to
and
buy a
Germany.
key. Your
Additionally,
10 should
Microsoft
upgrade.
365 subscribers in Australia, New Zealand,
Hey,
Malaysia, Singapore,
but I did
Taiwan,
it
and
because
Thailand can use AI
I like
credits to access
technology, but
Rewrite.
I
This
thought
setup
I-
hints that Microsoft is
maybe
exploring AI monetization
Yeah,
options
maybe
for
it's-
personal and family plans. And the fact that it's using AI credits indicates that it could be a pay-per-use feature in the future, beyond the Windows
If-
Insider program.
If it
Beyond
isn't
rewrite, Microsoft has also sped up
offering
Notepad's
you
launch
11
time. This
automatically, then
update
you
is
might want to
expected to make
pursue that.
Notepad
How old's
open
your
around
computer?
35%
No,
faster
like,
for
it has
most users,
offered it
with some
to me,
reporting a boost of up to
but I'm like, I
55%.
already buy it.
This
why?
performance
Like,
enhancement complements the
it
AI
tells me
feature,
that the-
making Notepad feel snappier and more modern.
it pops up,
Now, Paint has
a
also
screen that
received a
tells me
major
that
upgrade
the
with two
code
new features,
that I
generative
have,
fill and generative erase.
Oh, your Windows 10
Paint,
code.
like Notepad, has been around
That's what I
forever
was
since
talking about. Is your
1985.
Windows 10
It's known for its
a
simplicity.
legitimate copy of Windows?
Microsoft's
Then
adding a
that's
layer of
acceptable.
sophistication that
That's
transforms
why
Paint into
I
something
like,
closer to
it might be
photo
outdated,
image.
but it's like, wait, there's
With
something wrong
generative
with it.
fill, users can insert new elements into an
So that's
image
why
with
they
just a
not
description.
upgrade
Here's how it works. Select
But
an
you
area,
know,
hit
if
selection
you wanted to
tool,
just
pick the
bypass all
generative
that
fill
upgrade
option and
stuff,
type in
you
what you
should
want
be
to
able
add.
to install
Let's say you
Windows
have an empty
11
background
using the
and want to
Windows
add a
10
mountain or
code.
maybe some clouds in the sky. The AI will generate options based on your description and blend them into your selection. You can cycle
But this
through
is
different
as you're doing
options
the
using
upgrade,
arrow
right?
buttons, and if the initial choices don't
Yeah,
look
and
right,
so
you
what
can
I'm
refine
saying
your
is that
selection or adjust your
if you got a
progress.
backup,
This feature is currently available only on Snapdragon-powered Copilot Plus PCs.
well,
Microsoft
I'm
is
thinking the
clearly testing out
Windows
this
10
AI with
code
more
you
advanced
already
hardware
have.
to make sure
Forget about the
performance
one you
remains
bought.
smooth
I
and
don't know what you're
lag-free.
going to do with that.
Copilot Plus
But the
PCs
Windows 10
have the
code that
processing
you
power to
already
handle
have,
these
that you
intensive
had
tasks
for your
locally,
computer
which makes
previously. If you
sense
have
given the
that,
high demand that
then you should
AI-generated
be able to
visuals place
install
on hardware.
Windows
It's
11.
possible that
And when it
Microsoft
asks
will
for a
eventually
code,
optimize generative
it'll
fill
use
for other
that
systems,
code.
but for now it's in a
So how can I
controlled rollout.
remove
Generative erase is the counterpart to generative fill.
It's just like
Instead of
that.
adding
It takes us
elements,
like that. That's
it
what
lets
I'm
you
going to
remove
do.
them and
It's
then
just like,
uses
oh,
AI
it's
to
valid,
fill in the
it's something like
background,
that.
so it looks
But
like the
I don't
object
see
was
where I
never
can
there.
change it, like,
Here's an
with the
example. If
previous
you have a photo of a street scene with a
There
random
is a
car
place
you
to
don't
do
want,
that.
generative
Okay.
erase can get rid of
Hey,
it and
folks,
blend the
thanks
empty
for
space
joining
with the
us.
surroundings as if the car
I am
was
sitting
never part of the
in
image.
Tequilas
This
by
kind of feature
myself.
is
I don't know what
typically found in
happened.
much more advanced
Nobody has
photo editing
joined me. I saw
software.
Jim
So
this
seeing
morning
it
and
in
said, well,
Paint
this meeting I
surprises
was
me.
planning
To
on
use it, you
missing,
select generative
but I'll be
erase,
there next
brush
week.
over the part
I'm
of
like,
the
no, you
image you
won't,
want
'cause I won't
removed,
be there
and then
next
click
week.
apply. If you need more
Hi, Mom.
precision,
Hi,
you
Jeff.
can choose to
Welcome.
adjust the
Hey,
brush
Sid.
size or use
I'm glad you
rectangular
guys
and
joined me. I've
freeform
been sitting here
selections.
talking
Unlike generative
with
fill,
Jonathan,
generative
our
erase
waiter.
is accessible to all Windows 11 insiders, which
Last week
suggests
we had a
Microsoft
lot of
believes it's
technical
already
problems,
optimized for
and
general
I
use.
felt like we kind
Now
of rubbed
Microsoft has
Caesar,
also updated two
Jonathan's dad,
additional
the wrong
features
way.
within Paint.
We were
Co-Creator and
loud and
Image
we were in a
Creator.
wrong place.
Co-Creator
And
uses
so I'm
a
very happy to be
diffusion-based
back
AI
where we
model,
normally
which
do stuff.
essentially builds up
And the
images by
technology
layering
is
details,
working. Last week
creating
it was
a month. I'm sure that includes a small amount of state tax, but it's still not 14 a month.
Yeah, it's that might be it, and it also depends on how many people you allow to watch and how many screens you can have it on.
Oh, okay.
Because there's a higher pay network for that too.
Got you.
And that seems to be where everybody's going, because Hulu's doing that too. There's a couple other services that I have that do that also.
I would suspect that ads are going to chase up that price. I suspect that over time we're going to watch ads infiltrate each tier little by little, pushing the premium price up to get away from them, because they make so much money off of the advertising. I do have some other topics. They're actually left over from last week because we didn't get to them. One was just a recap here on what's going on with Boeing. Last week, we had talked about Intel, and that's what prompted me to go out and find Boeing. If you don't know, Intel has been kicked off of the Dow Jones. For the first time, they are not being listed in the indicator in 25 years. This is a sign of real instability with Intel. I'm sorry if you're a stockholder, but they're really stumbling. And ironically, they've replaced Intel's slot with NVIDIA. I think it's the first time they've been in the Dow. Intel has missed a lot of marks in the current marketplace, and they're definitely trying to regroup quickly. But because of their stumble and their foundation in our culture, it got me thinking about what's been going on with Boeing, their airplanes, their spacecrafts, and I was curious what's going on with the spaceship. And did you guys know those astronauts are still up there?
I don't think they come home until February.
Yeah, they won't be back until after Christmas. The spaceship, however, has come back. It's really interesting. Chester, do you have any perspective on how the Boeing organization is doing as a business?
The only thing I pick up is I'm reading the Wall Street Journal, and they're having a very tough time. And the fellow in charge of quality control is resigning, and I understand they're trying to sell their space station.
Wow, yeah. I mean, it's just interesting that right at this point in time, two of these like founding companies, big cornerstones of our culture, are stumbling so badly.
This seems to happen to all companies. It happened to General Electric, for example. It happened to General Motors. Sorry.
Hello?
I get about 15 of those.
Pardon me. So it's kind of like one of those natural tendencies as an empire is growing, it starts falling apart.
I think that's the assumption. And there's a history behind that. And you can also say the same thing for nations and for societies, that it's happened over time, even though they last longer than companies. One of the things we learned in accounting is that business is cash to cash. It starts with, ends with cash. And that seems to be where this is going.
Well, it sure looks like Starliner is having problems. Blue Origin is in no position yet. to compete for any NASA flights, any U.S. space endeavors. X is our NASA program for right now.
And doing a pretty good job of it.
Yeah, from
It's
the way it
that.
looks.
It's either that or we have to go back to the Russians and use their rockets. I don't think that'll happen unless, well, maybe, who knows?
Yeah, that
I think
seems like we got a
SpaceX-
lot of bridge building with the Russians if that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, but we've got a president coming in that can bridge that building or build that bridge.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how we end up going in that respect.
Well, Russia also collects a substantial amount of fee when they provide that service. So that those foreign exchange dollars are very, very important to Russia. I don't think they will discard that on some political ground.
You think that would be one of those discussion points, mending fences between the two countries?
I don't think so, because I think SpaceX is going to take it over and has successfully done so. And the Russians on the other hand, are on standby, but when they do provide the service, they charge an arm and a leg for it. So I think it's a commercial venture rather than political. Sorry for my
Sid?
voice.
Oh, no worries. Sid, you still have your hand up. What's up?
No, it just didn't go away. Sorry.
Oh, okay. No worries.
Forgot I had turned it off.
Well, this is a very interesting article about where those astronauts and Starliner is, and Boeing in general, because they're not doing so well on Ars Technica from last week.
Well, it's kind of like Kodak. It's kind of like GE, and it may have the same effect over time that Boeing will become just an airplane company with limited production.
Yeah, I think about it. I mean, the ones I think about are like Apple. Like Apple was supposed to fall apart at the turn of the century. They were so heavy in debt, no market shares, and they were able to pull it out, but they had gotten big and then fell apart by their own hubris.
Well, that
seems like
may
that's what's
happen
going
again.
on. Say that
It
again.
happen again with Apple.
Yeah, well, it might. They definitely aren't courting the right political environment. They're going to have to go back 4 years and change their playbook again.
Well, the same thing for China, and they've really stubbed their toe in China.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see. I mean, they've gone from a company that was going bankrupt in 24 years to a company that's the most valuable company on the planet. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with Intel. It seems like Intel has got lots of facilities, I don't know if it's just management. They've stumbled the what am I thinking of? The research and development, I guess. The iteration that they were supposed to be doing to stay competitive. I think one of the most intriguing and embarrassing things for Intel right now is the most performative consumer processor right now isn't being made by them. Their Lunar Lake CPUs, which include high efficiency processors in the build, is being built for them by TSMC. So they're not even using their own foundries to build their most successful chip. Yeah, it really is screaming for Intel to retool from top to bottom. What else have I brought with me today? There is a quick thing on iPhones. If you guys own an iPhone 14, there may be a camera issue with it that Apple's going to fix for free. You may want to check it out even if you're not having a camera problem. There's a series of iPhone 14 Pluses that have a problem with their rear camera. It's interesting. It says it won't show a preview. It doesn't actually say that it won't take pictures, but it won't show a preview. And if your phone is one of the ones, these are phones that were produced over the year 23 to 24, April 23 to 24. And if your phone is affected, you can take it into an Apple shop or somebody that's authorized, and they should fix it for $3. And they've added an additional 3 years of original warranty there is. So if you've got an iPhone 4 out there, I recommend, or 14 Plus or Pro, I recommend you get it checked out sooner rather than later, because you probably don't want to miss out on getting it fixed. You don't want it to be a problem in the future. The article says a very small percentage of these are in question. Is there anybody online right now with us that has an iPhone 14? Has anybody updated to the 16? Sydney, are you still rocking in a 10?
Yeah, I'm still running a 10.
When are you planning on doing your update?
Well, if I quit being lazy this week.
All right. I can't remember which one Mom's using. Chester, are you still in an iPhone?
Yeah, but I just use my phone as a telephone, and because of my circumstances, I have an old SE. Which,
That's right.
Doesn't do very much, but it does what I need.
That using it as a phone makes you sound like a heretic.
I know. Consider my age, I am.
Hey, the only other topic I brought with me today for you guys was this Ars Technica article on this new movie Here with Tom Hanks and Robin Wright. This is the duo from Forrest Gump reuniting to do this movie. And what's amazing about this movie, this is one of those movies, apparently it's a box office flop, which is really hard to believe it would be a flop. I think it probably is suffering from poor marketing. I have not watched it myself, but what's intriguing is that the de-aged, and if you don't know the background of this, this is a story that's supposed to follow this couple's life from when they first meet until old age. So they are de-aging and aging these characters. And it's very impressive. The look, I got a picture up right now that shows the two of them as younger versions of themselves. Both these actors have plenty of footage for an AI to work on from when they were younger all the way up to their older ages. And what's intriguing about this is the AI transformation technique is happening in real time. So the director and the cameraman are able to watch these actors perform, can look over a monitor and see what they look like as young people. This is an amazing it's called Here, H-E-R-E. And the company that's doing this is Metaphysic. And this is inline facial de-aging and aging as they're filming, which is completely unique because the previous technique for this was to do do all your filming and then send footage through an AI after in post-production. This is right on the set being done. So this is really